Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our video on subtracting decimals. 6 minutes goes by quickly, so here we go. Our key points when we are subtracting decimals is we are going to stack the numbers on top of each other with the decimal lined up. We have 6.3 minus 3.7, and as you can see, I have lined up my decimals. Then I'm going to subtract each place value, starting from the right. A key point when subtracting is if we cannot subtract, we have to take one from our neighbor. In this example, I will have to do that. My 3.7 will remain, and I have my 6.3 on top. Now I cannot subtract 3 and 7, so I have to borrow from my neighbor on top, which is the 6. I'm going to borrow it into a 5, and that will change my 3 into a 13. Now I can do 13 minus 7 is 6. 5 minus 3 is 2. And then my decimal follows all the way down for a final answer of 2.6. So let's see some examples. We are going to evaluate 11.3 minus 4.2, and I have a handy place value chart to help me. I'm going to have 11.3 on top, 4.2 on the bottom, and I'm going to subtract those two numbers. 3 minus 2 is 1. I can't do 1 minus 4, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the neighbor, making it 11, and 11 minus 4 is 7. And then that decimal is going to drop down into that place value for a final answer of 7.1. Let's evaluate 4.21 minus 0.98. Again, I have a place value chart, 4.21 and 0.98. In this case, I am going to subtract 1 minus 8. I cannot do that, so I need to borrow from the neighbor. I can now do 11 minus 8 is 3. On to my next place value. I have 1 minus 9. Again, I cannot, so I'm going to borrow from that neighbor again. This will make it 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. And then my last one, 3 minus 0 is 3. And then that place value will drop into position for a final answer of 3.23. Let's evaluate the following, and in this case, I am not going to have a place value chart, but I'm still going to line up my decimals. 35.62 and 21.17. 2 minus 7 I can't do, so I'm going to borrow from the neighbor. 12 minus 7 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. And 3 minus 2 is 1. And then that decimal drops into the place for a final answer of 14.45. On to our last example here, where we have 121.4 minus 52.74. So I am going to have my place value 121.4, and I'm going to line up that decimal with 52.7, and I've run out of space, so I'm actually going to add another box in, and I'm going to fill that with a placeholder 0. Now I cannot subtract 0 and 4, so I'm going to borrow from next door, and I'm going to make that a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 3 minus 7 I can't do, so I'm going to borrow from next door. 13 minus 7 is 6. I can't do 0 minus 2, so I'm going to borrow from next door. 10 minus 2 is 8. And lastly, up top, I have 11 minus 5 is 6. And let's drop that decimal into position for 68.66. Those are all the examples we have today for subtracting decimals. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 6 Minute Math, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math, so keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.